He's against American jobs and American energy. But the last time I checked, and you know, he put this great guy John Kerry as his global warming czar. They hide, again, they try to construe science and they think nobody's going to call them on this stuff. So they, oh, it's all about global warming and we got to stop using fossil fuels. And so he gives John Kerry the task of doing it. Only problem is, we found out, John Kerry takes his private jet and flies to Iceland to get a global warming award, telling you not to use fossil fuels. Well, we checked the plane. It doesn't have solar panels on the wings of that plane. They use jet fuel. Where does jet fuel come from? From fossil fuels. And if you're not getting it from America, you got to get it from somewhere. So they're going to get it from Russia. Russia emits more carbon to make the same oil and jet fuel that is made if you made it in America. If you don't make steel in Pittsburgh, steel is still getting made. You know who's making it? China's making the steel. China emits 5 times more carbon than if you made it in Pittsburgh, and yet they're shutting it down here. So now let's talk about the science. This isn't about global warming, because if that's what it was, and if it was about carbon, you're emitting more carbon if you don't make things in America. So what is it really about? They have this religion that they say they hate fossil fuels, except they're hypocrites on this stuff. All of these things that they've been doing. John Kerry's not flying around using fossil fuels while telling you not to, unless it's hypocrisy. When Gavin Newsom in California says, don't hang out with your family at Thanksgiving because you're going to kill everybody. Except that they found him out at his favorite restaurant with a bunch of his friends and nobody had masks on, and that's when people got it. This isn't about science. It's not about saving lives. It's about controlling your life. And that brings us back to Florida. So Ron DeSantis followed the science. I served with Ron. He's done a great job as the leader here, as the governor of Florida. But when Ron said, we're going to open up Florida, they said it's crazy, it's going to kill everybody. They gave Governor Cuomo got an Emmy Award and a book deal. He killed thousands of seniors in nursing homes in New York because he didn't follow the science, and they give him an award. And Ron DeSantis took care of the seniors in Florida. And I'm going to give you numbers because they hate using facts. They want to deny science. They want to deny facts. Unemployment is through the roof in New York. They have wrecked businesses and livelihoods like we will never know. Unemployment's one of the lowest rates here in Florida. So highest unemployment in New York, lowest in Florida. And they'll tell you, well, at least they saved lives. Except they didn't. One of the highest death rates from COVID. I wish there were no deaths from COVID. I wish we in Congress would investigate the origin of COVID-19. Pelosi won't do it. When we're in the majority, we will do it, and we will hold China accountable. They are covering for China right now. It's a Soviet-style cover-up. We're going to keep calling them out on it. But if you look at the death rates, about 260 deaths per 100,000 per capita in New York, about 160 per 100,000 in Florida. That's how dramatically different and lower the death rate is in Florida, with Ron DeSantis opening the state up, but following the science. We have got to reject their crazy, radical ideas about controlling our life, because they'll say it's about science. You know it's not. They are wrecking our kids' lives by siding with the teachers' unions who don't want to go back to school, when all the science says the kids need to be back in school. It's safer for them, but they are losing a generation. Kids are committing suicides at higher levels, drug overdoses at higher levels, and the students across America that have been in the classroom are still learning at a much higher rate than the kids that have been kept out. We need to stand up for these children. There's never been a time more than today to talk about school choice. Let parents have the option. If the union bosses don't want to do the job, let somebody else do it. This is what is at stake in America. It's why the Faith and Freedom Coalition, it's why all of you stand together here and then go back in your communities. We need to spread this word. We need to be talking about this every day. We need to be confronting them. Why? Because this is what the fight is about. It's about the future of America. Is America going to become yet another failed socialist experiment like New York, like California? Why is Florida growing? Why is Texas growing? Because this state represents freedom. The states that represent socialism are failed. Countries who represent socialism have failed. There is only one beacon left in the world, and it is this great United States of America. It's worth fighting for. I'm in the fight. You're in the fight. We are going to win this fight. Thank you. Thank God. And God keep blessing this great United States of America. Thanks for having me.